One day, two men were walking along a dusty road leading to a village called Emmaus. It was just 3 days after the crucifixion of Jesus, and their hearts were heavy with grief. They had lost not only their teacher, but also their hope. As they talked, replaying the events that had shattered their faith, a stranger approached and began walking with them. What happened next would change everything. The stranger asked, "What are you discussing so intently?" The two men stopped, their faces full of sadness. One of them, Cleopas, replied, "Are you the only one in Jerusalem who doesn't know what has happened these past days? Jesus of Nazareth, a prophet mighty in word and deed, was handed over and crucified. We had hoped he was the one who would redeem Israel. But now it's been 3 days since his death." Cleopas added, "And earlier today, some women claimed his tomb is empty and that he's alive. But we don't know what to believe." The stranger, listening patiently, then said, "How slow you are to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Didn't the Messiah have to suffer these things before entering his glory?" As they continued walking, the stranger explained the scriptures to them, showing how the writings of Moses and the prophets all pointed to the Messiah. His words seemed to ignite something in their hearts, a warmth and clarity they hadn't felt in days. By the time they reached Emmaus, it was nearly evening. The two men, captivated by the stranger's words, urged him to stay with them. "Come, stay with us. It's almost night." As they sat down to eat, the stranger took the bread, gave thanks, broke it, and handed it to them. In that moment, their eyes were opened. They gasped. It was Jesus. The risen Savior had been walking with them all along. But just as suddenly as they recognized him, he vanished from their sight. Stunned, they looked at each other and said, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us?" Without wasting a moment, they jumped up and hurried back to Jerusalem despite the late hour. When they arrived, they found the disciples gathered together. Bursting into the room, they shouted, "It's true! The Lord has risen and appeared to us!" Their sorrow was gone, replaced by joy and renewed faith. They had walked with the risen Savior, heard his words, and now they were witnesses to his resurrection. Their story was no longer one of despair, but one of hope and new life. The road to Emmaus reminds us that Jesus walks with us, even when we don't recognize him. In our moments of doubt and sorrow, he reveals himself in ways we least expect. Like, share, and subscribe for more interesting biblical videos.